Welcome back to another episode on The Lily Show. And today we are having our amazing daddy here and an uncle who have been very supportive to this show. And there is none other person but the Chief Deputy Executive Officer of Tourism. Yes, and the truth is that it's not easy bringing him here. To even get him on phone was a bit challenging for us because of his work schedule. And today we are having him. And like you all already know, we are talking on fatherhood, and we are going to be discussing the cultural benefits of fatherhood to the society. And I can bet you that he's nobody that can give us that clue of what cultural fatherhood is all about, if not him. Thank you, Uncle Ben.
Thank you
for coming on set. Anyway, you know, fatherhood, like I always say, it's a very wonderful topic. And we have been celebrating mothers. Yes, we've celebrated them to a point that I think our fathers are losing the grips of the essence of father. Yes, but seriously, I'm not going to say you guys are losing the essence, because in as much as we are celebrating mother, they say every good man, there's a woman beside him, right? So once you are every good man, there's a woman. So you can't talk about a woman without a man. So in as much as we are celebrating that motherhood, fatherhood is another thing everybody should embrace and celebrating. And we are very grateful having people like you on our side. Yes, people who have seen it all. People have gone through, not just in Ghana, but you have traveled all over the world and you have experienced the different devices of how children are being taught, or can I say the morals of different countries and all that. And there's no better person to tell us exactly what should we expect. What do you as a tourist tell us that a fatherhood is from your own perspective?
Anyway, thank you very much, and good evening, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
And what you said was very important, that when it's Mother's Day, you hear all kinds of salutations and greetings to the mothers on radio and taking them out for dinner. Father's Day is almost ignored, you know, and people don't. It's because men, we don't take that to heart too much. I mean, the natural role of a man is to be a selfless leader of a group of people and trying to ensure their welfare. So if you don't celebrate that, that's okay. I mean, there used to be a program called Greetings from Abroad on one of the stations a couple of years ago. 9 out of 10 people who are sending greetings to their family members. Oh, to my mother in Asoka, to this one in America. Rarely would people send warm greetings or something to their fathers, you know. Wow. So it's not
new anymore.
It's not new.
With that program, yes, where everybody talks about it though. But I think we've gotten to that stage now where our boys are beginning to fight back over the more celebration. Now I'm going to give you an instance where I've met someone who said, Lillian, I'm not going to allow my wife to take all the glory again. And I think in fact, not just him. There was this topic on social media where a lot of them are beginning to say it. But the fact still remains that, are they ready to be more active the way mothers are active so that they can be recognized from your own point of view as a tourist man?
Oh, I think fathers' roles are critical. I mean, it starts even before children are born.
Okay.
From the times when you are being harassed with antenatal payments and all of those things, you know, it's a job that you do before they are born, when they are born, and all through, you know, and just that men don't go about shouting at the rooftop that I did this and I did that and all of that, you know. And again, you know, the most basic unit of society, the block of any community is the family. The family unit, then the aggregation of that, then you get a town, a village, or a country, and so on. And the leader of that unit is the father in the house. So how the children turn out, you know, their values, their orientation, their outlook, is influenced greatly by the leader. You know, it's true that some fathers have been irresponsible, and of course that has repercussions. But generally, everybody is here today because somebody took up the challenge of fatherhood and made sure we were alive, we were fed, we were educated, bills paid, hospital bills paid, and even shaped our choices that we made. You know, and things like limits, you know, discipline, respect for authority, and so on. Those are you learn it from home. Wake up at 6 o'clock. Make sure your room is swept. Make sure your homework is done before tomorrow. Make sure. Those are the things that instill in the person the respect for order and rule and so on in the larger society. You know, I'm sure if they did a census of all the people who end up being armed robbers or something,
You figure there was no father.
you probably will find that there was a failure of fatherhood along the line. You know, and so fatherhood is always, it's not just biological. It may not be your biological child, but you can still play that role in a person's life. So I think if we are doing well as a country, as a society, then the people who made the decisions that brought us here should be appreciated. You know, and
you heard him. And because I always say this, but Mr. Ben, I have something. There's a statement that you made that is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. You said fathers carry a lot of burden.
That's true.
To make the family standing, and they don't talk. Please, I want to know, is this a cultural vices, or is just this is the way we are? Like, is it what we learn because we learn, or because it has been that way? Should it even continue?
It's
Why
a
are we not
universal behavior of men. I mean, if you want to take the Bible example, Adam was around, we don't know how long, tilling the earth, naming the animals, walking around, you know, having discussions with God. We don't know how many years before Eve came. You see what I'm saying? You know, so we are used to the fact that we have a responsibility.
So
we have to carry it out.
So it wasn't a cultural issue, but a creational
everywhere
thing.
You go, here or India or so on. Despite all these, I don't want to call it a feminist movement, but women's emancipation. Everywhere people expect men to rise up to the occasion and lead the family. And you see, in the past, in some societies, for example, you had to you should have killed a lion before you were competent enough to marry.
No.
I'm coming. You know, they want, because they recognize that life is tough. There are a lot of challenges you have to face and so on. So we want people who have proven themselves to be capable of leading the family unit. You know? Here, for example, if you're a lady and you tell your father or parents that you want to get married, they say, okay, who is the guy? The first thing they want to ask is this guy up to the task?
Is he working?
Who is he? What does he do? If you want to go for the guy, who is his father? It doesn't matter too much, but sometimes it does. You know, you want to be sure the guy has what it takes, the right senses, the right behavior, the right conduct, and the discipline to life is tough, you know. Wherever you go, it's not only Ghana, everywhere. It requires a lot of battle, great hard work, sacrifice to achieve anything you want to achieve, you know. And the modern life, it's heavily influenced by your capacity to earn money. You know, so all of those things that you have to deploy to make sure that you have the resources to take care of your family. It's a father's job. There are people who wake up at 4 a.m., they are gone. You don't see them till they come back at 9, 10. And it's not because they don't want to come home or they just love being there, but you have to do what it takes to you know, I mean, these days, for example, some of the school fees that people are paying in Accra, I mean, they're scary, you know?
Very, very.
And if you don't have a car, you have to arrange transport to pick children to school. Sometimes people are doing swimming lessons, mathematics lessons. It's all stress, money, cost, and all of that. And it's not because you have nothing to do with your resources, but you think that you want to give the child a certain advantage, a certain opportunity. But men don't talk about it.
Mr. Ben, you know, I'm going to ask you this question, but anyway it takes us to, like, we will still continue on it. Are you guys going to continue in that belief of keeping silent, even when you are in that position where things are really tough? Are you going to continue keeping quiet?
I think that men will always be like that.
Always.
You see, if let me use a Bible example again. You know, the Bible says, husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church and gave himself, blah, 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 blah. So there's a certain sacrifice that is required. That same demand is not made from women, or the women are not expected to perform at the same level of sacrifice and commitment. That's how it's going to be. I mean, because your satisfaction is that you discharge your responsibility and that the people under your roof are fine. That's it. Then you thank God that everybody's okay and you mind your own business.
That's fantastic. My viewers, you've heard it all. That is actually a responsibility of every man to carry that home up without complaining. And thank you. We are going for a commercial break. When we'll come back, we'll continue on this conversation. Thank you.
Wrinkles? No. Abro Spray Starch, giving your outfit the crisp, clean, and professional edge that defines true elegance. Abro Spray Starch, step out and stand out.
Mr. James. Hello, sir. How may I help you? Mr. James!
Wow, you look elegantly beautiful.
Thank you.
At this point, I'm no longer sick.
With Abro Spray Starch, elegance is everything.
Wow! What did you use on your dress?
Abro Spray Starch does just the trick.
Wow!
Abro Spray Starch, elegantly bringing out the confidence you need.
Marketed and distributed by Gosharish Ghana Limited, number 5 Spintex Road, Accra, Ghana. For inquiries, please call 0243 690 066. Abro Spray Starch, elegance is confidence.
Mr. Ben,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much for coming here. And thank you for what you are giving us. Like, you are giving us back to back, But then today, because we have the right person, we'll keep asking the right question so that our fans will keep enjoying the vibe, yes. Fatherhood is so much. Like I keep saying, it is so much. And the responsibility that comes with it, it has become something everybody sees as, oh, he's the father. It's his job. They don't care the inconveniences these fathers are feeling. In fact, even sometimes you can see a man wearing one cloth for complete 1 year, and the wife have changed different clothes.
He'll be a happy man.
Yeah.
Because he'll sleep happy.
Thank you. And he's happy. I don't know, where do men get this strength from?
I believe God made us so. And I also think it's cultural conditioning, because the real man, you are not supposed to be, of course you have to take care of yourself, but you're supposed to think about the interests of others. You're not supposed to be selfish, focusing only on what is good for you. I mean, the moment you have a family, your decision making changes because you have to think about the other people under your roof, what's good for them. Sometimes they're not even sure, or they don't even know what is good for them. And you have to lead them in their direction by force, you see. So you have to place the interests of your wife, your children, other people that are around you, first in their decision making. And if it requires that you have to sacrifice, so be it. I mean, that's what leadership is all about.
So to you, you mean being a father, you must understand that vibe of a leader. You must understand the advantages of being a leader. You must carry the essentials of being a leader.
And the human being is not just a mass of flesh. You have a spirit, you have a soul. You are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body. And you must think about the welfare of that three-dimensional individual. So you must create an environment where people are emotionally fulfilled and stable. You can be the richest man, you can be a Bill Gates, but if you are screaming at everybody in your house and insulting everybody and so on, that is not optimal. Ideally, you must be able to lead your house in spiritually somewhat. The path where they must go. If you're a Muslim man, teach the children your faith. If you're a Christian man, the same, because that is also important. And then you must provide for their physical well-being also. Food, clothing, shelter, entertainment, they are all necessary. A good shepherd is judged by the quality of the sheep, not by his wraps, by his sheep. the same way. It's the people that you are leading that you are leading. How are they?
How they are.
And then
what they are coming up with shows how good you are.
Yes, and that's I'm sure. You see, and because God sees you as the leader. You know, when Adam sinned, you think God didn't know that they had eaten the fruit? He knew. But when they came and asked Adam, "Where are you?" You know,
he needed that accountability
where are
from
you?
him.
What have you done? And so on and so on. So he knew both Eve, but he held Adam responsible even for the behavior of Eve. You see what I'm saying? So if you are the leader, it's not just a title. There's a responsibility.
It's a big one.
And then you see, it's also like a relay. You know, 4x100. Somebody runs, gives it to you, and so on. You are carrying certain values, cultural values, that you picked up from your fathers and your fathers, and you are transmitting those values down to the next generation. You see, and if you fail in your part, you've let down the whole team, including the people who have died and gone ahead and so on.
And even those that will still come,
you know,
who have failed.
For example, you know, typically in Africa, if somebody is older than you, you call him Uncle John or Sister this or so on and so on. We are not Americans. For a 15-year-old guy to talk to a 40-year-old man, mention his name straight.
Just like that.
It's, you know, but it might be fine for the Americans, but we are Africans. Those values are important, and you must enforce that, transmit those values down to your children. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For over here, for example, we don't look kindly on giving something with your left hand. Yeah. There's nothing biologically wrong with the law, but it's a cultural thing that you must explain, that you must transmit. You see, so you are involved in the character formation of the person. You know, and if you have every home, we are making an effort to bring responsible. People think just having a first class, and no, that's not enough. That's academics, but the conduct that emanates from the character you form is also important. So you have both an administrative role as a father, you're the economic role providing the resources, and you're also trying to shape the character. Sometimes it doesn't work despite all your efforts. Sometimes it works, but you make an effort. You know, do your best, pray, and hope that they turn out right.
Because at the end of the day, you are standing at the formation generation for this children.
And if every home is bringing up responsible people, then we are having a society of responsible people.
Thank you.
You know, and sometimes the children themselves, they don't even know which path they must go. But you, from observing them over the years, you can know that this guy, maybe he's a good artist. He's good, you know. So then you channel him in those areas, whether it's architecture or pure art or something. Somebody you think is a good musician. He has a talent. So he might not realize where he's going, but you shape him along the line, you know. My own example, for example, in our time we did common entrance. It tells you how old I am.
Yeah, that's
and
a
then
long time.
All my friends were going to Infant Spring. And Infant Spring was a good school. My teacher filled that place. So when I came home, my father said, I told him that I chosen Infant Spring. They said, your teacher, what is wrong with him? Is he the one to choose what school you get? You go and buy a new form. They can't sit in their school and make decisions for you. I just kept quiet, you know. So I changed the form, and I went where he said I should go. I won't tell you where. But that's what his decision, and I don't regret it. That's not the same Infant Spring as bad, but you could see that he had a path that he had decided I should follow.
And you followed.
And at that time, I thought he was a bother, you know. But your father gives orders, you follow. And then, you know, you follow, and then one day you realize that, oh, the old man knew something after all.
And at the end of the day, you're happy about the decision that he
I had no regret.
Mr. Ben, I wanted to, there's this question that I've been wanting to ask.
Yeah.
You see, in this generation we are now, I think we are losing the essence of cultural fatherhood. Yeah. And I'm not lying to you. In fact, with the way you are talking, I wish this is how it is now when we're talking about fatherhood, responsibilities, accountabilities, and understanding that role that you as a man need to play in your home as a father. Please, I want you to explain to us, could that have been a major reason why this change has taken place? Or is it because those that came before us didn't do well? Is that why we're experiencing all this? I think
sometimes we are a little too pessimistic. I mean, there are a lot of people who are doing a good job quietly, you know. Unfortunately, with the social media era, it's like everybody can get a platform. And sometimes the people who are making the noise are probably not the most competent to tell us what to do. But I think people are trying. And there are a lot of people who are making an effort. You know, where I have a worry sometimes is that we are becoming, I mean, you find a typical Ghanaian home and the children don't speak any Ghanaian language. But I find that disturbing. You know, you are Gan or Tree and your child speaks only English. Who's going to teach the child a language? The school? Why not you? Have you seen an Indian or a Chinese who doesn't speak his language, whether he's born in America or London?
Anywhere, yeah.
And who tells you that a child cannot speak 4 or 5 languages at the same time? And it's not your inability to speak a local Ghanaian language that makes you competent in English. No, absolutely not. You know, and I think that is a failing that we must address. Our actions have generational impact. If you go to a stadium in, say, Japan, I have been to Japan, I spent 6 weeks in a place called Okinawa. After the match, when you get up, there will not be one piece of paper on the floor in a Japanese stadium. That's if Japanese sat there. If it's some other human beings, that's a different matter. But you ask yourself, how come this whole country, they have this consciousness that you don't litter? Because they can't have this samurai culture that goes way back, where the code of honor is so strong. If you fail exam, you failed yourself, you failed your father, you failed your ancestors. If you're a thief, it's not just you. The whole family name has been stained. These are people where if you committed a crime, they say kill yourself. You take your own knife and you know, and those things influence the way they push their children to succeed and so on and so on. It has a way, it reflects in the behavior of the society at large. Of course, they are always deviant, but those things matter. So we cannot run away from our cultural identity. More and more, people are becoming more self-centered. Okay. Almost, I don't want to say narcissistic, but it's me, myself, and I. Whatever is good for me, I'm just thinking about myself and so on and so on.
Can we attribute it to a certain problem or a certain situation?
Some of these tend to be like trends, and some may be passing, some might be more enduring. But if you look at, for example, Ghana, now I think there are more girls in the universities than boys. If I'm not wrong. You know, 40 years ago, or even 50 years ago, if a woman was driving, it was like, hey, this guy's mother drives a car. It was almost like a novelty. You see what I'm saying? Because the educated women were either nurses or teachers, 1 or 2 maybe lawyers and accountants. But college education was a male's preserve. That thing has been demolished. So now you are finding people who, for example, have this chauvinistic outlook. I am the man. You have to listen to me. You have to also. Now you're finding women who make more money than you. She's a consultant at Pricewaterhouse or something like that. Makes 5 times your public service pay. You can't come to the house and give crazy orders like that. You see what I'm saying? So they have to adjust to the changing dynamics of society and changing relationships between people and all of that. In the past, a lot of women would tolerate, I won't call it marital abuse, but for economic reasons, they will stay put with the man, you know, okay, for the children's sake and so on. You go even the relatives in Anane and so. Now the woman doesn't need the man's money. So if she wants to go, she'll go. So you find that the behavior is influenced by a lot of changes in society. And then the exposure to the Western world is much bigger. People are sitting in Latvia and watching whatever. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I mean, what are the two of you going to do together? Kardashians and all of those, you know, crazy things are influencing people's perception of what the ideal life should be. You know, so it's not surprising that they tend to behave a little differently from maybe the previous generation. But it's also because they've been a little pampered more. In the past, you got new clothes at Christmas. People are too young, but you got new clothes at Christmas. You had chicken and cabin biscuits maybe only at Christmas. Fanta and tea. It wasn't like you go and open the fridge. Daddy, the drinks are full. Then it wasn't like that, you know. Very few people were dropped in the morning, driven to school. The chauffeur comes for you. Everybody was walking. So you are having people who have a certain sense of entitlement that the previous generation did not have. You know,
Anyway.
and when it's like that, they tend to be a little more self-centered, I suppose so. So I'm not surprised that you see certain behaviors that are but some too is a matter of time. You see, the way you think at age 40 and age 50 is a little different from what you think at 20 and 25. If you take on the responsibility of leading a family, it goes with certain expectations, and your actions have generational impacts. If I have 2 children, a gentleman and a lady, you know, and the opportunities I gave him is far more than I have got, you know, and I expect that he will give better opportunities
to his own children.
So
anyway,
that's how it is.
It's very nice and wonderful experience having you here.
Thank you.
In fact, our time is a bit short, but then we are going to minimize it as little as we can. But now I want to go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue.
Late night study sessions, endless assignments, and now these urchins and mosquitoes.
You guys are sitting here gisting. Have you done the assignment Mr. Pachi gave us?
How do we do this assignment? These mosquitoes.
Let me quickly upload this and deal with these mosquitoes.
See miracle. Super Blast Mosquito Spray, the all-natural spray to keep your home mosquito free. Mom, this is what I call a good night's sleep.
Oh yes, baby. With Super Blast, you get to sleep comfortably and wake up refreshed.
Marketed and distributed by Charish Ghana Limited, number 5 Spintex Road, Accra, Ghana. Please call 0243 690 066. Super Blast Mosquito Spray. One blast, total protection.
Mr. Ben,
yes, ma'am.
The truth is that because of our time, you know, the conversation, the things we are throwing here is what we really need. Or let me use this word. Being a big role to your children, it's more like when you are giving out something and you have to expect a return. Now, what you give out is what expect your return. As a father, if you don't spend that time to give them the best, you will not also receive the best. From your own perspective, sir, please, what advice will you have for our viewers regards that?
I have observed that time is very important in children's upbringing. You know, it's easy to give things, buy stuff, pay good school fees and all of that. But for you need to have built a culture of constant interaction right from when they are very young, so that they are free to talk to you when they are young and you're asking all the questions. Daddy, what is that? What is that? You should have the patience to listen to that. You know, when you're doing things and they want to do with you, let them follow you. You are watering the garden, they want to, let them follow you. You are going for your walk, they want to go. When that is how you are able to, one, you model their behavior somewhat, and two, it's a step by step. It's not like a school curriculum, 24 hours of math, no. But as they watch and so on, unconsciously, they begin to see what is appropriate and what is not. So if you behave like a proper gentleman and you have a daughter, she will see. So if she's walking out with some other guy who is a brute, she knows that, no, this one is not a standard. You see what I'm saying? I had a boss years ago. He's going on a trip, he carries his son along because he's so busy. That's the only time. So maybe he's all the way to the north and back, chatting and so on. And he's going to Dubai, he takes one child, he's going here. It's not because he hasn't got anything to do with his money, but he values the idea that you must have, even if you have 3 children, everyone is an individual, you must have different blocks of time to interact with them at their own level. And that's how you make an effort to shape the children in a way
to become
that,
a better society.
Yeah, and see, but when you do that, you also have a problem because as a father, because we are men, we are not angels, you know. But if you fail in what you're doing, like if you slip by your own standard, it can be very catastrophic to them. You know, if imagine your daughter discovers that you have some side chick somewhere, it destabilizes the whole equilibrium you are trying to maintain. So we have a responsibility to live up to the code that we want to pass on, and pray that God helps us so that we stay on a narrow path, you know. But basically, if you invest time and you realize that people who are even old, he may be 40, his father is 70, that relationship is still there because over the years, it's been maintained, you know.
Spend more quality time with your children. No matter how little it is, these children picks from it. They learn a lot from it. Anyway, Mr. Ben, we've come to the end of the show anyway because we don't have much time.
Right.
But there's a game we play here. It's a very wonderful game.
Okay.
You see, there's a cue card on top of the cup.
Right.
So you have to pick it. There are two. Choose one.
I like this one.
Read it out, turn it and read it out and answer what was
the question behind it?
Yes.
Say, what lessons has fatherhood taught you? Am I supposed to answer?
Yes.
I think what I would say is that it's a lifelong commitment, you know, that goes to a lot of responsibility, you know, and you do your best as you can, you know. Because your success is measured by the people you are leading, how well they are doing in spirit, soul, and body. Yes.
Uncle Ben, this is for you from the show. It's
Thank
a way of us celebrating you as a father.
Thank you.
Thank you and what we have there, what we have there is the mosquito spray, the spray start, and I gave you my coffee cup
all right.
so that you won't forget.